Welcome to part 2 of the Duel Monsters era video game promotional cards reviews. Whew. Previously mentioned cards will be glossed over for expediency. First game of the list is Rashif of Destruction, which uses the name of an ancient plague god and is represented in the game by the card Rashif the Dark Being, which is not one of the promotional cards for the game. Instead, they are Dark Magician support. Knight's title special summons the Dark Magician Knight by tributing Dark Magician, and has a pretty forward-thinking design since it can special summon Dark Magician Knight from the hand, deck, or graveyard. Usually, these sort of spell cards that tribute to special summon lead to a loss of card advantage, but upon special summon, Dark Magician Knight pops a card, which is good. Sage's Stone is a convenient way to special summon Dark Magician, but it does require Dark Magician Girl to be on your side of the field. So, not a terrible tutor. The French, German, Italian, and Spanish regions received the Sacred Card promos, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, Rear Yoko, and Negate Attack, which were covered in part 1. Stairway to the Destined Duel is pretty impactful as it brings Sinister Serpent and Harpy's Feather Duster, but also Valkyrion the Magnet Warrior, which gives purpose to Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. As a boss monster, the summoning mechanic is clunky, but it does have the option to tag out and bring back the 3 smaller Magnet Warriors, if desired. This card did see some play in gimmick decks, as it is one of the best materials used to make Evil Hero Dark Gaia to facilitate OTK strategies. The European and French regions got Seiya Ryu, Acid Trap Hole, and Salamandra. Power of Chaos, Yugi the Destiny, is the first in a 3-game series, and has the distinction of having 5 promotional cards, which was not replicated in the Kaiba or Joey versions. Kuribo is the first hand trap in the game, and, although not great, can still come in handy. Dark Magician is re-released again, but it makes more sense to go alongside Thousand Knives, which is good, as conditional removal that does not lose card advantage. Anti-Spell Fragrance is sort of a meta-breaking card, and I mean that in the anti-meta deck sense. This card shuts off pendulum strategies completely. Needless to say, the card has appreciated over time. Last for this game is Windstorm of Etiqua, which Pojo put on their top 50 cards back in the day. Personally, I don't see the -1 to justify it as a disruption tool, or even to push damage. World Championships 2004 is all reprints. North America got Fairy King Truesdale, Cypher Soldier, and Slate Warrior. European, French, and Italian regions got Valkyrion the Magnet Warrior, Sinister Serpent, and Harpy's Feather Duster. Spanish regions got Exchange, Graceful Dice, and Skull Dice. Destiny Board Travelers does not have the Destiny Board or Spirit Letters, but instead comes with 3 battle-focused monsters. Eames the Infinity is a snowball monster, getting stronger after each successful battle, but not worth the time and material investment in my opinion. Twin-Headed Beast is a double attacker. Again, nothing to write home about, but DD Assailant steals the show. This card was limited for some time, and in my opinion is on par with DD Warrior Lady, but a bit stronger. Overall, an interesting series of promos. Dawn of Destiny has a pretty familiar name since we've already had Yugi the Destiny and Destiny Board Travelers. A lot of creativity in the naming department in Konami. The North American release of the game came with the illegal version of the Winged Dragon of Ra, which is unable to be used in a duel. The other regions got Mesmeric Control, which looks to me to be even more useless than Windstorm of Etiqua, and I'm going to leave it at that. Otherwise, all regions got Dark Sage and Widespread Ruin. Dark Sage is one of the few monsters which special summons itself from the deck, although both Red Eye's Black Metal Dragon and Metal Zoa share that distinction, and were also released as video game promotional cards. This card is very hard to get out, requiring a Dark Magician to be on the field and a successful Time Wizard effect to go off. The upside to that terrible summoning condition, though, is a pre-erratum Demok effect, getting a spell from grave to hand. So, that is something. To me, Widespread Ruin comes off as a niche version of Sakuretsu Armor, but it does have the advantage of hitting a monster which is not currently attacking. That is a pretty lackluster card to end the segment on. One might even call it a widespread dud.